The biggest thing is learning from the mistakes that we've made. We really have to look back and look at the good stuff that we did as well as look back at the bad stuff that we did and learn from both. We have a lot of film out there and a lot of stuff that we can take into account that can really help us be successful, and that's the biggest thing is learning from the good and the bad.
How you're a senior on this defense now. Again, there's a lot of guys back, but how do you take a leadership role here?
My biggest thing is being more vocal. I've always been a leader by my actions, just trying to do the right thing, all the time. But now it's time for me to kind of step up and be more vocal and lead guys in that direction. Um, that's the biggest thing for me is kind of stepping out of my comfort zone with that. And so far, it's been pretty good.
How would you describe the defense as
The defense that we play is just nasty. That's how I would describe it in one word. We got guys flying around. We got dudes uh, just competing their tails off, just trying to be the best they can be and really just put the best thing on film.
Thank you. Appreciate it, man. Good
Yes,
luck
sir.
this year.
Thank you.
I got a couple questions.
Let's do it.
All right. I heard a little bit talk about the defense. So you have nine returning starters, including Joseph Peterson and Terrace Baptiste. How do you think those guys coming back and with you, how that's going to be help the outlook for this year?
Um, I think the biggest thing is getting the guys that are returning to connect with the younger guys and really give them some of that knowledge, some of that experience because a lot of the stuff that we've learned you can only learn through doing. You can only learn from playing, from reps and stuff like that. So we can really take advantage of that experience that we have and give it to the younger guys. And that way we'll not only be successful this season, but the season so on and so on and so on. So that's the biggest thing right now.
So how satisfying was it playing in the bowl game? Did you play in the bowl game last
Yes,
year?
sir.
Just like talk about that, and I know your transfer from UAB, just the whole combination of that.
Um,
Like start from there and then making your way to a bowl game.
well, starting at a UAB, that was a circumstance that was, I was blessed with the opportunity to play for UAB. Um, it was shortened with my injury and then going on with the shutdown of the program. But we ended up getting an opportunity. Me and a couple other guys from UAB got an opportunity to play for Georgia State, which is one of the best, biggest cities in the country. So um, I think that was it. All happens for a reason, and so we're all pretty happy about that. But really touching on the bowl game, we went to the Cure Bowl, first time ever in Georgia State history, and got an opportunity to change a little bit of history and make a mark. And so we did that, but it was very unsatisfying because any game for any competitor comes down comes down to wins and losses. So we got in there, which is nice. We got our foot in the door, but it just made losing that much more tough because we, we're going into every game looking for a W. So it was bittersweet. It was a blessing to see, what we seen, experience what they gave us to experience. Got a chance to go to the hospital and um, give a little love to some of the patients that were there, and experiences like that. They stay with you forever. It's wins and losses. That's cool, but at the end of the day, getting the opportunity to help somebody and make an impact is huge.
Last year, the defense kind of lived by the bend don't break principles of just not giving up big plays, but kind of letting the offense do whatever they want in the first 3 or 4 yards. How much has that either stayed the same or changed over the offseason?
It's more so just stay the same. We got to be ready for anything, be ready for things that come up. Our motto is mental toughness, extra effort. That's what we have on our shirts, and that's what we preach every day. And so, with that being said, we have to be ready for anything to happen because things are going to happen. It's not always going to go your way, but it's how you react to those things. So, as long as we got guys on the same page, and so far it's been so good, but just continuing to harp on that and really be consistent with that's all we need to do.
The defense brings back most of the front seven and a good number of the secondary. How much do you think that experience will help the team going forward?
That's huge for us because in the past seasons we've had kind of like a mix of experience. We lose half the team or lose this, lose that, but now we have an opportunity to bring a lot of those guys back that really helped Georgia State really take the steps that it did last season, and so that's huge for us. And it's great for the younger guys and for everybody to come on moving forward. They understand what it takes to be successful.
The team definitely seemed to get better as the year went on, especially in November. How much did that help your confidence, and how much did the team overall show what they could do?
That was huge for us. In the beginning of the season, we definitely lacked a bit of confidence because we were having a difficult time winning games. But once we started getting the ball rolling and started clicking as a unit, that's when guys start really getting confident. Say, yo, we're actually pretty good. And so guys understood that, and it gave us a lot of confidence, and maybe too much confidence in that last game. Um, but that's another thing to look back on and say, okay, next season we can't have it.
Linebacker Joseph Peterson is gone, and I met him last year. He's quite the leader.
Yeah.
Who's kind of stepped up to fill that role of the leader?
A number of guys. Joseph Peterson did a great job at leading us and being very emotional, being an emotional leader. He provoked a lot of emotion out of guys and really got guys rallied up. So this season, we don't have one particular guy. We have a number of different guys, one being myself, one being Brian Williams. We even have young corners that are stepping up, linebackers, Alonzo McGee, tons of guys that have really stepped up. So it's not necessarily a dictatorship. It's more of a democracy now. So we have a number of guys coming together and really leading as a unit, and that's been huge for us also.
How much of an emphasis has been put on the secondary to kind of play their best to help the pass rush develop?
A ton. That was something we struggled with a little bit early last season, and then as the season got on, we got our confidence more and more and more. And so coming into this season, that's one of the biggest things that we were working in during this off season is just being consistent in our technique, in our coverages, in whatever we have to do, being consistent all over the field, and being the quarterback of the defense at safety. We see the big picture as far as guys fitting up, guys being in certain coverages, certain places, and stuff like that. So it's looking good.
Lastly, how good did it feel to beat Georgia Southern like you did? That was pretty surprising for everybody.
Oh yeah, for sure. Everybody was a bit surprised, but we weren't surprised. Georgia State football wasn't surprised at all. There's a lot of people had us as the underdogs, and that's the way we love it. Continue to put us as the underdogs. That's what we want, because it's easier to motivate a team when they're being slept on or being looked over. So it was great though. It was a phenomenal experience. We got to quiet the fans. If you've ever been there, it gets a bit noisy on game day. So it was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun. That was my favorite game last season. Thank you.
You mentioned finishing strong last season. Just how do you make sure you guys pick up and keep that momentum and just kind of start the season the way you finished? And if you're able to do that, kind of what's the ceiling for this team?
The biggest thing is just getting everybody on board with the same mission. You have some guys that want to go to the league. You have some guys that are just want to be successful in their business career or whatever that may be. You just have to get everybody on one mission, and that's the championship. That's why we do what we do. That's what we break it down on. That is what we look forward to. So as long as we have everybody on that same page, I have no doubt that we'll be successful.
take it for what it is, but just how close are you guys to being able to win a conference title?
We're just a matter of games. We plan on winning it this season, and we don't feel like it's out of reach at all. You know, we have some guys that we're gonna have to go through to get to it, but we don't have a problem with that. You know, we don't mind being, you know, like I said, overlooked or anything like that. And you know, a little more respect is always nice. But at the end of the day, we know that we respect each other as teammates and as coaching staff and as a program. So you know, as long as we have that for each other, then we don't really mind what everyone else thinks.
What would you say is the biggest strength returning for the entire team?
The biggest strength returning for the entire team, I would say, is
It could be multiple things.
multiple things. One thing I would say is our style. We really grasped a style at the end of the season, kind of like a swagger, and that was really what carried us a long way. And we've been trying to continue to develop it throughout the season or throughout the off season. So just having that comfort and that swagger, it's been huge for us. So that's one thing. Our defense, as many know, you know, we got a lot of guys coming back, and we're just continuing to build on that. You know, the next guy up, the guys that we lost, big pieces to a puzzle, but we have other pieces that can fill that puzzle. So that's one of the biggest things. Offensively, we have so much more depth at running back, quarterback, receiver, O-line. We have depth everywhere. So that's another huge key for us.
All right, thank you very much.
Thank you.